So to start with, the jewelry category, the first thing we need to work out is who the hell are we going to sell to? What are the trends that we can tap into to enable us to find a group of people? And notice where we start here, okay? It's with the person. We already know that jewelry will sell. Hell, everything within reason will sell online, okay? So now you have to figure out what is the niche within that category we can build a business around, because clearly jewelry sells online. So now we have to figure out, who can we sell jewelry to? How can we make something unique that a group of people will want to buy? Okay, that is the question you come from. So to figure that out, there's a couple of great resources that I use specifically for things that are design-led or fashion-led, or things that you would wear, okay? Number one for that is Pinterest. Pinterest is fan-friggin-tastic. So there's all sorts of different filters you can use for this. Pinterest is arguably the best place to go look for trending products online. Certainly with regards to visually trending products, I believe it's the best. So I'm looking for top yearly trends. I've just put in the keyword of jewelry, and already I can see some ideas that are coming up. Vivienne Westwood, she just unfortunately passed away. She was a friggin' legend. Grunge, contemporary, handmade, clay. So already I'm getting some ideas about some potential niches that I can go into. Wedding jewelry, interesting. Aesthetic, bridal, again. Face jewelry, boho, historical jewelry. I wonder if there's anything in that. Bridal, etc., etc. I'm going to get to trades fairs in just a second, Rach. So I'm looking at that, and I'm just looking for different kinds of ideas, okay? I also go check out Etsy trends as well. This is very, very good. There you go. As you'll see, for things like there's a great trend at the minute that's happening, melting forms. A friend of mine just launched a product via TikTok, which was a really, very, very successful product he just launched, which was just a piece of metal that looks like it's melting, and took advantage of this particular trend that's happening, okay? Took him like 3 weeks to get it up and running. Grunge, supersized bags. I wonder if I could do supersized jewelry. Grunge jewelry. Well, that's interesting. 80s glam weddings are in. Does that mean that 80s glam jewelry is also in as well? For instance, I'm looking at that. Natureverse. That's for kids, but maybe there's a kids jewelry thing I could approach. Big, bold handbags. Well, maybe I could do something like that with jewelry. So I'm looking at things like that, and I'm just asking myself questions. Is that applicable to what the category, whatever that may be, that I'm interested in going into? And I'm just looking to get ideas. I'm not looking to evaluate the ideas. I just want ideas, okay? Evaluation comes later. Turn off your critical part. Just get ideas, okay? The other thing you can get on here as well, which is really cool, is colors, like trending colors, indigo, honeycomb, etc. That's kind of cool. Can I utilize any of these colors in my jewelry as well and be on trend as far as colors go? Okay, so that's some places I go look for that sort of stuff. And then I also go check out aesthetics and look at different aesthetics. So again, don't know if you've seen this fandom. This is a really cool fandom for all the different potential aesthetics that are out there. Ethereal, fairy grunge, French girl aesthetic, etc., etc. So these are all different subcultures of the way that people like to look, okay? And what you want to find is a subculture of people, in this instance, that would wear jewelry that you can design for, okay? So that's another way of approaching that. And again, this plays out for anything that is in any way, shape, or form fashion related, wearing related, kitchen related. Anything that's design led has this same kind of thing. So I do that as well. The other thing that I would also look at as well is I would look at what's really, really big as far as a cultural zeitgeist of television, or in this case, Netflix. So, for instance, Wednesday was massive, or is still massive. You know, when that came out, that was actually massive. What else? The Last of Us currently as well, which is a brilliant TV show. That's not on Netflix, but that's a massive thing that's really trending at the minute as well. And so you're looking to kind of tap into those as well. Could I do some Wednesday related jewelry? Perhaps, perhaps not. I don't know. Could I do some kind of zombie mushroom related stuff for The Last of Us? Perhaps, perhaps not. Again, I'm not looking to critique it. I'm looking to get ideas. Okay. I'm looking for ideas. So that's how I'm kind of coming up with ideas and thinking about this, come up with heaps of different ideas before I start critiquing them and saying, yeah, that's a crazy idea, Neil. You don't want to do that. That sort of thing. Okay. I just want to get the ideas phase coming up. Next, if you don't know anything at all about the particular niche, then you need to learn. You need to get those skills. Okay, you need to get those skills. And obviously for jewelry, the thing that you've got to understand more about is metals. What sort of metals are available for you? How can you use those metals? What's good gold? What's bad gold? What's good silver, bad silver, etc., etc. This is the Bible as far as metals go. I mean, it's jewelry making, but it's also good for all metals. This is our kind of product Bible for metals. Okay, really, really good. Before you figure out exactly what it is you want to make your thing out of. Okay, generally speaking, when I'm brainstorming, I use a piece of software called Whimsical. I use that. Okay, and that's a mind mapping software, and my brain really works in that kind of mind mapping. I've got that idea for Wednesday. I've got this idea for gold. I've got this idea for a particular color, and that's how my mind tends to work. Okay, I don't know about yours, but that's how mine works. So I use Whimsical to do that. Okay, so now I've got those kind of fundamentals in place. I'm now starting to think about the product itself. And whenever I'm thinking about product, the first thing I'm thinking about is packaging. So how am I going to package the product, specifically with things like jewelry? Packaging is super, super important. It's got to come, depending on what you're selling and the price point that you're selling it at. And my very, very quick down and dirty advice about price point is sell at the top of the market. Where possible, sell at the top of the market. You've got to take into consideration who your marketplace is. Like if you're selling to 20 to 25-year-old, kids, basically young adults, then that's a different marketplace with a different level of disposable income than 40-year-old, 45-year-old ladies, So you got to think about that, of course. But you want to be in the top of the market wherever possible. It makes things so much easier to be at the top. It's also the place I like to go play as well. All right, so now I'm thinking about suppliers. So I did some very, very quick research on what sort of boxes you would use. It turns out it's exactly the same kind of boxes that you would use for any high-end product, which is just custom designed boxes. Okay, that's what they are. And so these are some great custom design box manufacturers that I know and love. So, doink. Again, I'm going to give you all these links in the members area. Okay, these are based in China. So if you're based in Australia, for instance, this is a really good choice for that. It's ludicrously cheaper to import from China for this kind of stuff than it is to get it manufactured and made in Australia. At a level you will find will blow your mind. It really, really will. It's not true for us, for America, but in Australia, for lots and lots of different reasons, it's really, really true. Anyway, these are great in China. If you're in the UK, these are extremely good. Custom Boxes Co. These are really, really good. And if you're looking to get manufactured and sell in the UK, then it's a good idea to get your boxes done in the UK and then box everything in that area. There's a whole lot of tax implications that really play in your favor, especially if you're based outside of the UK, your company really play in your favor to do that, okay? Without getting into discussions on tax. Anyway, so they're good, custom boxes. In America, these are amazing. Packwire. Man, I wish these are in Australia. These are absolutely amazing. Packwire.com. I've used these heaps. These are really good and super, super good value as well. Like the same boxes in Australia are 3 times as much. Good value. This is in Australia. There's 2 companies that I've used and recommended in the past. One of them was a company called Paco, who are amazing for short run stuff, but man, they are expensive. Like, wow, they are friggin' expensive. Anybody got an experience with Paco? They're super expensive, but their stuff's really good. And they'll do like short runs for you. So, you know, that's good. These are also very, very good, cheaper for more volume as well. Custom printed boxes.com.au are very, very good. Okay. Next. All right. So next you've got to find somebody to manufacture the jewelry for you. Okay. That's arguably the most important decision you'll make about this jewelry business is who's going to make your things for you. And to do that, you're going to want to find a great manufacturing company that will do short order or small order, depending on how you want to describe it, runs of jewelry, metal-based jewelry, okay? And to do that, the best thing to do is either go to a trade show and go and meet some people. Not only will you find that you'll get a ton of great ideas from doing that, but also you'll get to talk to the people, and deals which ordinarily can't be done via email or telephone are much, much easier to get done when you're face to face with somebody, okay? So if you fancy a trip, Las Vegas is huge. These are very, very big. Again, I'm going to give you all these links. Don't worry too much about it. But this is the biggest one globally to do, okay? I would also suggest Thailand. Thailand turns out, Thailand and China are the 2 biggest manufacturing hubs for private label jewelry around the world. Of course, you can get jewelry made pretty much anywhere, but as far as countries that specialize, as far as a country does specialize, then you know, Thailand and China does specialize. So this is their trade fair. And of course, talking of China, this is the Hong Kong one, which is, I think, is going to be closest one for you guys if you're in Australia. So there's that. So you can either go along to it, or if you can't afford to go along, then what you could do is you can find the exhibitor list, which typically gets published on a website. He says, not being able to find it. Let's try this one. Typically on the website somewhere, there'll be a list of the exhibitors, okay? And you can do some good detective work by checking out those exhibitors and doing some initial due diligence on them. And maybe you can find somebody that way. The important thing to note is anybody that's at a trade fair is actively looking for clients, and they are actively looking for business, proactively out there looking for that. And so if you approach it from that mindset that, you know, you both got something to get from it, you'll find that you can get a much better outcome out. That's how you can go about finding exhibitors. If companies to manufacture for you, if you don't actually have the resources to go and attend in person, attending in person is level 1. That's going to give you the best outcome, okay? This is level 2, but it's still going to give you a great way of finding companies and finding companies who are interested in doing business with you. The other thing I definitely always go check out as well is I go and get inspiration from other great brands, not just in that associated space, but in other spaces as well. But specifically for jewelry, these are some of the companies that I found that I thought were really, really interesting to get some good ideas from them. Mossian, however, these do interesting stuff because it's like they do these little, tiny little things which are covered in diamonds that are just food items. I mean, and it's charms for charm bracelets. The good thing about a charm bracelet is that once somebody gets the bracelet, they want to cover it in charms. And so that's a good thing to sell because you can sell them all the sorts of different charms that go along with it. But just so you know, like there's a market niche for everything. This is bananas covered in diamonds being sold as charms for $3,200. Okay. Just so you know what's out there. All right. It's like, holy shit, people buy that? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So that's kind of interesting. I really like these as well by Chari. Yeah, I know. Crazy. Mostly because I like the way that they market. So they have taken a much more fashion forward way of marketing their particular products. So I really like that as a marketing strategy that they're using. It's all very fashion based. Of course, fashion is, you know, jewelry is a fashion item, but the way they're actually selling it kind of mirrors the way a lot of the big fashion houses sell as well. So I kind of like that. And the moonstoned, this is a different way of thinking about it. And, you know, look at the people who would buy this, an apple encrusted with diamonds, versus the people who would buy this sort of stuff. Look at the kind of jewelry that this is. Think about the person that would buy this, their avatar, versus the people who would buy this kind of stuff, which is all these different moonstones set in these very, very beautiful, elaborate pieces. Really gorgeous stuff. I mean, that's just incredible. Very cool as well. So that's their avatar that they're using. So by thinking about who the customer is, they've then been able to bring together all these products that would suit that particular person. $78,000 for that. This particular person with that, okay? There you go. So that's how I go about figuring out a business within a niche, and specifically with something I know very, very little about. That's how I approach that as a market. Okay. That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of over 2,500 e-commerce professionals right around the world. We're the fastest growing e-commerce community right here in Australia, for instance, with sales, by the way, of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. That link is in the description. I will see you on the next video. Until then, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.